Milliken Board of Trustees of October 11th, 2017 to order.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will the town clerk please call the roll?
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Smith?
Here.
Trustee Burek? Here. Trustee Nick Ehrlich?
Here.
Mayor Woodcock?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Meisner?
Here.
Trustee Leron Ehrlich?
Here.
Trustee Austin?
Here.
Agenda approval. Does anyone have any additions or deletions to the agenda? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Citizens' comments. Do we have any citizens' comments?
We're not gonna vote?
What?
We're not gonna vote?
Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
There you go. Sorry. I'm trying to hurry through this one.
We are.
Nick Ehrlich, 2457 Birdie Drive. Dear Mayor and members of the board, please accept this letter of resignation from my position of town trustee effective tomorrow, 10/12/17. I'd like to thank you and the citizens of Milliken for the opportunity to represent our town. It's been my pleasure to make my best effort to move our town in a positive direction. Although sometimes faced with difficult decisions, it's been a wonderful experience that I'm glad I could be a part of. The citizens of Milliken are lucky to have a board that makes sound decisions for the future of our town. My family and I have an opportunity to move to a neighboring community, and we look forward to being your neighbor. Thank you again for your trust and allowing me to represent a wonderful community.
What happens if you don't accept?
That's what I was wondering. What happens if I don't accept that?
Good luck.
Do we have to force annex him like into town? Is that what we gotta do?
Can't afford the impact fees.
You're only a mile from town.
I will say though, Nick, it was fun working with you.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for everything.
I want to thank you for, especially for your guidance on the water.
Well, hopefully we're moving in the right direction.
So, well, citizens' comments is closed. Minutes of the previous meeting.
Did you have?
What?
Says it coming?
No, they said no.
Okay.
I asked earlier and they said no. He was the only one. Word.
Sorry, man. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Is there any discussion or comments on the minutes? If acceptable, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of September 27th, 2017.
Also move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town administrator report.
Yes, Mayor. Couple of brief things. I did attend the school district's community meeting last night on their three options for bond issue, mill levy override. And they ranged from $146 million bond issue, mill levy override to $38 million. The room was full. There was a lot of people, but obviously I think their number one option would more than double their existing mill levy. So, you know, it was brought up last night that they're gonna have their hands full trying to get that approved. But obviously, you know, the school's 50 years old, the high school is this year, and most of the middle school 50 years old, so they need some major work on them at a minimum, and there'll be more about that. They're planning on a series of more meetings, but for me it was kind of interesting going to school there back in the early 60s and then listening to their needs last night. The other thing is, the other day I met with CDOT pursuing a maintenance agreement, maintenance snow removal on 60 and 257. And I should have taken the good cops with me, either the mayor and LeRon, 'cause they outnumbered me like 4-1, and of course, everything is under their rules, they're not too interested in, doing what we were referred to pursue that maintenance agreement by the head of CDOT, and, the 4 people in the room absolutely don't wanna hear about that, not anywhere close to what it costs us to do the snow removal and the weeds along those 2 roads, so, they're going to make me an offer, but I'm sure it's not gonna be very substantial. And if, you came in from the east today, or you go home that way, the sidewalk, the pedestrian connection between downtown Milliken and Centennial Crossing, was started today. We talked about it a month or so ago. The weather's held it up a little bit, but they started putting sidewalk in today. So I think that'll be a good addition to the community. And that was a joint venture, by the way, with Lot Holdings. We paid a little less than 50% of that, but in my opinion, it was something that needed to get done. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Nothing being on the consent agenda, we'll move to the action agenda. Item number 1 is a public hearing for the consideration and approval of resolution 17 TAC 23 appropriating funds for the 2017 budget. The time is 6:37. I'm gonna open the public hearing.
Before you tonight is resolution 17-23 to appropriate funds for some projects that has already been approved by the town board after the 2017 budget was adopted. The first item is the approval of the impact fee study that will increase the expenditures in the general fund by $38,000. Town board also approved a contract with Mountain Constructors to complete County Road 46 that will increase expenses in the capital improvements fund, Mountain Constructors to complete the town hall parking lot that will increase expenses in the capital improvements fund by $100,000. We had budgeted $100,000 and we increased it by $100,000. The number of residents that have been receiving trash services increased, which causes the trash revenues and expenses to increase by $40,000. Town received a grant for the pump station that will increase revenues by $200,000 and expenses by $218,089. The difference is, the grant is only for $200,000 and the difference is paid by the town. And the last item is the town board approved a sidewalk along Highway 60 from Alice to Centennial Drive that will increase expenses in the impact fee fund by $120,000 that will come out of the trail impact fee that we receive. Any questions?
Any questions from the public? You guys don't have any questions? It's 6:38. I'm gonna close the public hearing and go for a vote.
I move to adopt resolution 17-23, recognizing and appropriating funds to carry out activities and complete projects as approved by the town board.
Second.
Town clerk, please call for a vote.
Yes, sir. Trustee Austin?
Yes.
Trustee McCrowell?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Trustee Lee Ehrlich?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Meisner?
Yes.
Trustee Burek?
Yes.
Mayor Woodcock?
Yes. Action item number 2, acknowledgement of receipt by the town board of the 2018 proposed budget. I don't know, do you wanna do that, Leonard?
Yes, Mayor. According to statutes, the preliminary budget has to be presented to the board by October 12th. And of course, between now and December 15th, we actually get into all the details and questions and nuts and bolts of what's in the budget. What you have before you is a balanced preliminary budget. There's still a lot of discussion that needs to be had both on the operating side of the town's budget and the capital improvements, the projects that you all would like to see accomplished next year in 2018. We do have 29 full-time employees in this proposed budget to you. We have some salary increases totaling $98,709. And as I said earlier, over the next couple months, several work sessions, maybe a couple special work sessions, we can get into all the detail on all the numbers that are presented to you tonight. It's a lot to look at in one evening, but please feel free as you do look at it. If there's any questions, give me or Courtney a call. Don't call Cheryl, she's going on vacation. So Courtney or I will try to answer any of the questions that you have, and obviously get into a lot more detail later on.
All right, questions, discussion? Anything?
Make a motion to accept the budget, proposed budget for 2018.
Second.
Tom Clerk, please call for a vote.
Yes, sir. Trustee Nick Ehrlich,
Yes.
trustee Smith,
Yes.
trustee Austin,
Yes.
trustee Burek,
Yes.
trustee Lee Ehrlich,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Meisner.
I need a little clarification. Are we acknowledging the receipt or are we accepting the budget?
Acknowledging the receipt.
Acknowledging the receipt.
Okay, yes.
Mayor Woodcock,
Yes.
Motion passed.
Mayor, I would like to point out one more thing on page 2 of that. Lists the assessed valuations, still preliminary by the county, but I'm going to use it as a pitch to start the debrucing discussion. The assessed valuation went from 62,103,000 to 71,415,000, and because the town has not debruced, which is exempted themselves from some of the Tabor Amendment stuff, you're basically not taking advantage of the growth and are not going to be able to collect all of the property tax that you'd otherwise be entitled to. So, we'll keep talking about that and pointing it out, and maybe next April, we can have that on the ballot to see about getting Milliken exempted. That's all.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Administrator, what happens to that money if we don't collect it?
The money, of course, isn't paid by the residents. The mill levy that you're at now will drop down a little bit, but that mill levy doesn't go away. It's kind of held in reserve, so if your assessed valuation goes down in the next few years, you can work your way back up to that base mill levy. The revenue, the property taxes, the citizens pay just a little bit less than they would have. We don't get it. The mill levy comes down, but that mill levy is held in reserve in case it goes the other way some year.
Okay, so that, in other words, that $70-some thousand does not get paid, period. It isn't that it goes into the county or somebody else's
No.
pocket.
Floats around.
Okay, that's what I needed to know. Thank you.
Action item number 3. Resolution 17, TAC 25, opposing Weld County referred ballot question 1A, which seeks to abolish the Weld County Council. A resolution of the Town of Milliken Board of Trustees opposing Weld County referred ballot question 1A, which seeks to abolish the Weld County Council. Whereas the Town of Milliken is a legislative body and authorized to adopt resolutions in support or opposition to state, federal, and local legislation. And whereas the Weld County Board of County Commissioners has referred a ballot question in the registered voters of Weld County seeking to amend the Weld County Home Rule Charter to eliminate the Weld County Council. County Council. And whereas a yes vote on ballot question 1A would disband and completely eliminate and separately elected county council that was established through the original adaptation of the Weld County Home Rule Charter in 1975. And whereas the county council is a 5-member, non-partisan body elected by the registered voters to provide oversight to the county commissioners in other governmental operations. And whereas the county council is charged with, among other duties, setting salaries of elected officials, appointing vacancies in the office of Board of County Commissioner, and reviewing all aspects of county government, including performing an audit of county government. And whereas the county council recently caused a performance review to be prepared by an outside consulting firm, which outlined recommendations for increased transparency and efficiencies within the Weld County government. And whereas immediately following the publication of the performance review, the Weld County Board of County Commissioners voted to place ballot question 1A on the ballot to abolish the county council. And whereas the town of Milliken Town Board of Trustees is concerned with the timing of question 1A, as it was approved by the Board of County Commissioners in the wake of a county council's release of a performance review. And whereas the Board of Trustees believes the county council is a valuable asset to the county, as it provides independent oversight of the county operations, and whereas the Milliken Board of Trustees wishes to voice its opposition to question 1A as being hastily drafted and adopted, not being in the best interest of the county and its residents. Should I keep finishing or should I go for a vote?
Either way is fine. I think the purpose of the resolution is for the board to state its position that it opposes question 1A. And so if that is the position of the board, you should
No?
make a motion.
Do I have a motion?
I would move to approve resolution 17-25.
Second. Second. You can say Nick. Oh, well, he seconded.
Nick seconded? I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Will the town clerk please call for a vote?
Yes, sir. Trustee Leron Ehrlich?
Yes.
Trustee Burek?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Trustee Nick Ehrlich?
Yes.
Trustee Austin?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Meisner?
Yes.
Trustee Nick Ehrlich, did I call you?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Mayor Woodcock?
Yes.
Does it say in here to vote no?
Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Town of Milliken, Colorado, that
Opposes.
Section 1, the Board of Trustees of the Town of Milliken opposes ballot question 1A and urges registered electors to vote against ballot question 1A. The resolution shall take effect immediately. And that,
Just to remind everybody that it takes a no vote on 1A to keep the county council. So if you want to keep them, it's kind of backward, you have to vote no.
good to go.
They do that on purpose.
Nothing else? No other things? It is 6:49. The regular meeting is adjourned.
Are you kidding?